Okay, so what are signs? I literally had to do a vocabulary check before like tuning into you guys because like I got the word repugnant and the sentence was like this, and I just wanted to make sure that I was correct because the message is that the flow is becoming repugnant to you. Water signs, water flow signs. You are like, I am not flowing. I am not in the flow. I do not want to flow. I want things to make categorical sense. I've been flowing and the flow is like fucking me up because I just keep flowing and I can't get anywhere because I just keep flowing, and the tide or like it brings me places and like I'm just keep going, and like why can't I have a fucking strategical, categorical life, right? Things that like come and go because I asked them to, because I wanted them to, because they make sense, and like we planned this. What is going on for you guys? You guys are like, I want a plan and I want the plan to follow through and work. Water signs. You're like, okay, keep having these plans and then they just flow into the fucking oblivion. And you're like, great. Okay. So, plan. Right. So we're not doing that right now. And it's kind of like fucking you up because like you're just like, am I supposed to plan or am I not supposed to plan? And like the middle ground is where we're all at, I think. Like, how do we get to the middle ground where like the planning and the flowing are congruent? This is my plan, so the flow will plan. The plan will flow. So, I think you're on your way, but you're also giving up. You're like, all right. But that's what happens when you're on your way and you're doing the right thing. You stop considering it anymore. You're like, I don't need to think if it's the right thing. I don't need to. You're just like, it doesn't have to be, even though you want it to be. And so, but it is frustrating, and I get that. Water signs, and I'm thinking air signs as well. So I don't know what the connectivity is of that. Maybe you have an air sign, it's distinctively in your chart that you're dealing with. That is, you're like trying to learn about how to flow together. Or flowing congruency with the air signs that like, okay, because now I'm thinking about water and flowing, and air directs things, right? So maybe you're trying to be less of a tornado and more of a river with banks. So the banks have destinations that okay, if we go to this riverbank, we're going to be parking on, like how you park a boat, I don't know what that's called, but docking, right? You're docking the boat in Amsterdam, and in Amsterdam we can go over here and smoke this dope, and then we can get back on the boat. Oh, look, black cats, so probably don't smoke dope, realistically. Obviously, you don't want to smoke dope, but like in Amsterdam, stuff like that is legal. I don't know exactly what it is, but it came to my mind. So you're going to go to Amsterdam, right, and dock in this, and you know what's there and why you're there. It's not like you're just like floating around, you're like, oh shit, we're in China. What are we doing? I don't speak Chinese. You like plan to go to Amsterdam, you learn the native tongue, you know what's there and why you're there. So it's okay, but like, you're not floating gently down the stream and ended up in friggin' Amagassett and you don't know why you're in Amagassett or something like that. Like, you're like, okay, life, I want to ride a horse and build a farm, and so my dream would be to end up in like Tennessee or something like that. Or Oklahoma, or somewhere that you think is a wild open space that's going to suit your farm life. And so you're going down the riverbank intentionally, and you're going to end up in Wyoming on purpose because that's where your new house is. Not like I'm like closing my eyes, I'm rowing my boat, and like hopefully I get somewhere. Like, that's not what you want anymore. So you are getting the maps out, you are setting your sails, you are just like trying to recourse the mission. So like, when that tide that you didn't realize was going to come in comes in, you have a foresight because you also have these binoculars, and you're moving your sails so that you can get to the direction that you're going to go on the map. Also, you're using a compass. So you've been kind of like pre-programming yourself, writing yourself, trying to understand patterns, trying to understand frequency, trying to understand tones, trying to understand balance, trying to understand your own personal surroundings, needs, and ideas and identities and properties of those things, and so on and so forth. In your partnerships and your friendships and your relationships, in your business companionships, you are trying to also have clear communication for understanding of how to direct course and set sail. Now, it's not easy. Trust and know that we all know it's not easy, but are you getting better at it? Yes. And so that's why in this moment you're like, ugh, I'm giving up, because you don't have to so much put the effort in to try to make it make sense. You're just more like, okay, I'm going to keep making sense. I'm going to keep making sense. I'm going to keep going in the direction that I'm going in with the sense that I'm making, and I'm going to keep speaking as clearly as I can and focusing on moving forward and through the things that I'm going through. So, yeah, I think that that all makes a lot of sense. And for you guys in particular, you're trying to anchor in and anchor down. You've been working with the air signs, and maybe there's some earth in your chart, and you're finding the confusion with that earth energy, because you're like, I don't feel like I need to stop, but I need to definitely control, ground the scenario here. So I'm trying to think what else you guys need. A little fire. Like the fire, like you have that passion, you have that fire in your heart, you have that fire in your heart. You're connecting to grounding frequencies. That's what you need, because you've been floating around, and like you're trying to pull back the sails to connect to the wind and the tides better, and therefore the rotors, right, with the wind, with the tides, but and therefore, and now you're trying to build a team that is comprehensive as well. So it's like, because we're going to go places, we need people to get us there together. We could do that, but again, yeah, you need people for that, and you need attention for that, and you need direction for that, and you need clear communication for that. So good luck with that, because we all know it's hard to find a group of more than like 2 people who want to do the same thing at the same time. But keep going in your boat, and people will link up and catch on, so they say. We'll see. But I'm like, we'll see, because it's always like, so they say. But yeah, so I see that. I see that you're trying to redirect and set sail, and I think your tools that you have acquired are working for you. I think you're giving up a little bit of control in a way that looks good on you, simultaneously keeping control in the ways that you are able to. So this is all working out well for you. And like I said, keep going, keep anticipating change, but also know what your intention is and where you plan on going, so that you don't get distracted by the change, because things can change and you be like, it's over, it's changed. Or you can be like, let's work through this change. How do we make this change benefit us? What is wrong so that we're making this change? What is like not congruent that we have to maybe make a slight detour, and figure that out collectively if you can, if this is a group effort that you're going through, but also internally, most importantly, and figure that out and build your future, and keep going and build your future and get those goals. And like, most importantly, obviously, forever and ever, your goals, your future, your plans are what you need to stick to and where you need to follow through the most, with the most intention. So good luck on that one. And yeah, I definitely wish you the best of luck. Congratulations on what's coming up next for you, because I feel you are building and you're heading places, and it's not far off. It might not seem exactly like what you wanted, but trust, and the cat's coming back, because we good. Trust and understand that you are on your way, and it is respected and represented. The ethers are on your side. They're pulling you into what you deserve and desire and need. So congratulations. Keep going. Whoa, we're talking to water signs. I'm like, water signs, earth signs. A lot of connectivity here, but you guys are, like I said, you're trying to ground it in and hone in it and use all of the elements to stay on course and direct yourself in the way that you want to go. So good luck with that. Namaste.